What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 219 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone, brought to you by Solozo. And today is one of our favorite topics also. We're excited to be talking about how to expand and start selling in Europe. A lot of us get our start on the U.S. marketplace, and there's a lot of other marketplaces out there where we can take those same products, expand, not have to do more product research, but increase our sales and increase our market share of the world. And so there's a lot of opportunity in there, but there's also challenges to this, and we want to make sure you do it right. So we got a great guest on with us today to talk all about expanding into Europe. Anton Hermann, I got it right, I think.
Perfect.
Close.
Anton Hermann, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, with SPACEGOATS. So we're excited to have you on, Anton, to talk about this. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Congratulations to your 219th episode. Very excited.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but we just keep cranking away, and the number keeps going up. So we're having a blast doing it because we learn a ton. It's fun to have experts in all these different areas come on and talk about it. But this is a big one for people, and I want to jump into how you're helping your clients expand, a lot of the pitfalls and things to look out for, but also the opportunity. But I want to, before we jump into all that, I want to touch a little bit on your background.
Sure.
So I'll give you a few minutes. We'd love to see, how did you get into this space? What brought you to e-commerce and Amazon, and then what brought you to decide that you want to start helping people expand to Europe? So take it away, Anton. You got a few minutes here.
Thank you very much, Dustin. Thank you very much, Chris. I'm Anton Hermann. I'm one of the founder of SPACEGOATS. You will hear more about that a bit later. And my e-commerce story is not super long because there was a big gap in between. I started with e-commerce 2013, 14, something like that, when my friend visited Thailand, and he found some nice looking t-shirts which he wanted to sell in Europe, because he said, like, hey, they are so pretty and you don't have that fancy designs over here. Come on, let's source them and sell them on on the internet, basically. But we had no freaking clue what to do and how to do that, and that's why it failed like tremendously. So it did not work out at all. We just sourced the products way too expensive, like no idea about margin calculation, whatever, and no idea about online marketing at all. And we just put them on eBay. The photographs were nice, like awesome, but that's basically it what we had. And so that failed. And this was my colleague of my mechanical engineering studies, and that's what I did most of the time. I studied mechanical engineering here in Stuttgart, wanted to build fancy cars and fancy products. Stuttgart is like the Mercedes-Benz and Porsche headquarters town. That's why it's every little kid in Germany basically want to do that. And I did it and realized pretty quick when I was working for Bosch that that's not the way I want to live. That's not the way I want to stay, or that's not the area I want to stay. And while I was one step before, I was in Taiwan for some semester abroad, and to be honest, it was 6 months of vacation, like full vacation, 2 days university. You only get A's, like best degree, because it was so easy for us. And I came back and said, okay, you had enough vacation. Come on, let's do something, like invest some time to actually have a project, whatever. And I was looking for opportunities to start my own company, and was niche sites and affiliate marketing projects, but everything was not as good as the video which I saw, kind of a content like we see right now about Amazon FBA, and that was too good to believe and too good to be true. And I called my colleague Manuel, which my co-founder here. You have to come to me, get a podcast for Amazon FBA. We will do that. And then we actually started it 2016, and I was sourcing products for myself, and he was sourcing products for our second co-founder, Demi. And when I put them on Amazon, it just worked out, and I couldn't believe what I see there. I was immediately out of stock after a couple of weeks, because you just cannot imagine that it works. And that was the start of the journey. They had their product, I had my brand, Plant Bamboo, kind of a sustainable products brand. And after 1 year of experimenting around and getting the knowledge and stuff like that, we decided to combine our forces, like our knowledge and our money, plus the friends and family money, and we founded a company together where we created another 5 brands. But before all this aggregator landscape, we already had, I guess, 3 exits before all of the, but micro exits, if you could, with bad multiples, if you compare it with these days. And we had the exits because we had the idea for SPACEGOATS already that we want to sell products of other companies through our Amazon account and later European wide. But the initial idea was different. It was like we help companies which have actually no idea about Amazon selling their products on Amazon, because in Germany, and I think in the States it's the same, there are tons of these companies with great products but no clue about the online world. And that was the birth of SPACEGOATS, I would say, where I transferred my business to our Amazon account, and we just figured out how's the invoicing, how's the billing, how's working everything if you're selling through another Amazon account. And then we met some guy, Thorsten, shout out here, which said, "Hey guys, I would never," because we were nobody, we just started and blah. And he said, "I would never give you my main Amazon account, but why are you guys not selling for me European wide? Because you have your registrations, right?" And then it's like, yes, of course. That was so smart. And then we switched over. We had already a couple of customers through meetups, but all the customers which you actually don't want to have because no idea, no money, blah blah. And then and then we had this idea to focus this internationalization thing. And back then it was super complicated even for German companies to go international. There was not something like VAT services and that kind of stuff. And that was the kickoff of SPACEGOATS. The SPACEGOATS, what we are right now doing. Yeah, it was 2018, mid of 2018. And maybe how we got rolling was through a German YouTuber, Max Staller. He gave us the opportunity to. I was a fan before he approached it, and he gave us the opportunity to pitch our project on his podcast and in his social media channels. And then we got customers over customers over customers, and because this was so unique, nobody did that service. People were like helping you with VAT. They were automating VAT, for example, but we are automating distribution. It's kind of one level more, so that you don't even need VAT registrations because we are the actual seller. And then there were so many other problems which were solved, like blocked Amazon accounts and other stuff, which just came with this idea.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Oh yeah, this is interesting.
You got a lot going on. So do you buy the product from the brands and then sell it on your Amazon account? Is that right?
Legally, we have to do that. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to go international. But it feels for you like it's a commission because we always get our same cut basically. But we illegally, that's like a bureaucratic hack, I would say. But legally we buy the products and sell them through our Amazon account and pay you out. But for the difference between that price and the current the profit on Amazon, like the difference, we pay you out or invoice you. So that's how we even it out again. So that's not that's a sales actual sales process, but it is evened out by additional position.
And you guys handle all the VAT, all that stuff.
Exactly, VAT, EPR, probably heard about it. Extended product responsibility. We are registered everywhere VAT-wise, not only in the main countries, also in a couple of other countries like Belgium, Austria. And as we are the sellers, and that's our Amazon account, a lot of responsibilities, obligatories, go to our company and not to our customers.
I like that. It takes the risk away a little bit of the States sellers.
Yes, exactly. For the state sellers, it's even bigger the point, because for a non-European company, it's even harder to sell in Europe because you need somebody who will be responsible for your products, and it cannot be a company which is not in Europe. That's basically the big advantage for Amazon for non-European customers. You don't have to look that far. Swiss companies, they have this problem. UK companies, they have this problem since 2 years. So that's for all non-European companies a big benefit that we are the sellers.
So this is a very interesting approach. We've talked with a lot of services that help you expand. And so, if I want to sell in the UK, I'm opening up obviously my Amazon UK side, then I'm dealing with VAT, and they're helping register all that, and then you're dealing with logistics and obviously 3PLs if you need that. Even though you're having these services help you, because there's a whole minefield of things that you could run into issues on setting those up. But even still, once you have that set up, like for me, like a worst case scenario is I send 1,000 units to the UK, and for whatever reason, it's not moving, not selling, or whatever the issue is, there's a whole nother expense to like get all that stuff back.
Yes.
Or so there's a lot of risk, but this model, I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, if it's basically a purchase order, we're sending it to you, and then you're selling it.
But you're right. But we say you how much we actually want to have to not get the risk fully on our account, and that's the first thing. And we have right now one lead where we are negotiating that kind of stuff, and he wanna just start in Germany. But if he sends too much quantity to us, we can just put on other marketplaces and sell the products over there if they are not selling fast enough in Germany alone, and that's without any like more costs for you beside like setup cost, translation, stuff like that. But it's like super easy because our account is connected everywhere.
Interesting. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. If you sell in other marketplaces besides Amazon,
and only on Amazon, but on Amazon, Germany, France, Italy, Netherlands, Sweden, Poland, UK. And soon Turkey, hopefully, but we have some compliance concerns over there, but that are the marketplace we are actually selling. And we want to launch Shopify pretty soon is for our test customers, so that he can connect actually his his Shopify store with our Amazon fulfillment account, and then you can fulfill the orders from the Amazon warehouse for your Shopify shop as well, and we do the VAT, blah blah blah, but that's not done yet and never put money on the road.
Oh, so much opportunity, but again, this model is very interesting. It's unique. I had not heard of this before. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for us in the US if we want to sell our product to somebody else to sell on Amazon US. There's that opportunity, which is not that attractive to us because we're already doing it, but to expand internationally. So I have a ton of questions.
Please.
But before we jump into all the questions, we got to ask about SPACEGOATS.
Yes.
That's an interesting name. There's got to be a story behind it. So
yeah, there is an official story and an unofficial story. The unofficial story I only tell when I have beer in front of me, and the official story I'm more than happy to tell you guys. So
let's hear it.
So GOAT, we talked about it already, guys. I think it's like greatest of all time, right? And GOAT, he will always go up. And goats are animals which always want to climb up mountains and always want to go to the sky. And we give them the space to do so. And together we are the SPACEGOATS. That's the official story. What do we tell investors?
I like it. Well,
pretty simple, right?
Yeah. It's not a name you're going to forget. And it's so unique in the space because everybody in the space is like AMZ this or
exactly
expert AMZ. It's like there's a million of them, but that's unique. So I like it. Good branding there on that name. Okay, let's go into the questions. So who would be an ideal client for you to work with?
So we have basically three target groups. A seller from Germany, for example, which wanna internationalize his business without the headache of VAT registrations, for packaging registration in France, and we have like WEEE for electronic trash and stuff like that. So a seller which wanna expand his business without the bureaucratic headache into other European marketplaces or UK, because it's not a European market, not in European Union marketplace anymore. That's the first group. The second group is if you are already a mid-sized company, so like a corporate which is selling the stuff on Amazon through the vendor program, but Amazon is squeezing out every single penny of your margin and only allow this and that, and you're basically limited a lot. If you want to go for the hybrid model, like vendor and seller, or get out of the vendor model, but that's pretty uncommon, then we provide you the account, our Amazon account, to do so. And the side effect is that actually your sellers, so because most of them, they have a retailer network already, which sell their products in a very bad way on Amazon with one picture and 2 bullet points, they will not know that the customer, so that the manufacturer is competing with their basically retail customers. So that's the second area. And the third area, what we are targeting at the moment a lot, are non-European customers, for example, US or Amazon.com sellers, which are already successful at Amazon.com and want to expand their business to Europe, and with basically the same products. But I wanted to correct you what you said before. Not every product is fitting the European market, so there must be some pre-qualification where we just check if the product is okay for the market, if the margin is all right, if the competition is maybe not super strong, and so on and so forth. But that's basically, that are our 3 main target groups. And yeah.
What are some of the up and coming marketplaces like that you're seeing? Are there certain marketplaces that are gaining more traction than others?
Yes, so in Europe alone, I guess the Swedish marketplace will be one of the strongest, because they are actually expanding to other Nordic countries. Of course, it's a guess and it's an assumption, but they have a lot of money. So the audience, so Nordic people, I don't know if you know a lot about them, they have a very high living standard, they have very high salaries, and are very online digital native, I would say. They are anyhow living in the digital world, and the Swedish Amazon.se was only the beginning, and they want to expand it to Finland and to Denmark. Yeah, I would say that is one of the strongest ones.
I'd be online native if it was 10 feet of snow outside all the time.
Yeah, that's, and no sun for half a year. So.
Yeah, I would be very online all the time if that was the case. So that's interesting, and I know, so we've got listeners all over the world for this podcast, and I'm sure they, of the bunch, they fit into all 3 of those different buckets that you outlined. Speaking from like the perspective of somebody like Chris or myself, we sell predominantly on .com in the US marketplace. We've been doing this for years. We've got established brands. We're brand registered. We've got good looking listings, lots of reviews, products that sell pretty well. This would be an interesting play for somebody like ourselves to do this. Let's talk about the process. So let's say our products fit. You've audited them, and you're like, okay, there's a market for this. Price point looks good, margins look good. The product is compatible to the marketplace, so it's not like the wrong plug or something like that. Yeah. So what's the process moving forward? Do you is it as simple as saying, okay, let's go, here's our agreement, we get you whatever amount you're looking to order? What is on our end in terms of like listings, translations, who's going to do the like coupons and whatever is the plan? What does it look like?
So one little detail, what is pretty exciting for Amazon.com sellers, you transfer the reviews from .com to Europe as soon as you have, I guess, 10 European reviews. So the launch will be much easier than if you launch from scratch. So that's a very, very, very nice detail. So, but we start one step before. So when you say you wanna expand to Europe, and we basically know the European market pretty well, and we know what kind of stuff needs to be adjusted and which product compliance document, blah blah blah. We talk about products, and we provide our customers. The price depends on the product quantity and on the complexity of the product, but we provide some potential analysis or some audit. In this audit, you just tell us what kind of products, what are your COGS, like cost of goods sold, so production price and blah blah blah, and then we analyze the business to the last detail. We tell you how many sales you could expect, how much you have to produce, what kind of compliance documents we need to arrange for you, how much the PPC setup would be, how much this and that would be, so that you have a full project plan with all the costs related to your business. In, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks. It depends on how many products. In that audit, you will see what kind of compliance documents we would need to arrange for you. Actually, we do that. We do everything what you need, like translations, what you said. We run your PPC campaigns. Everything what you don't want to do yourself, you can get outsourced by us, or you can get done by us. We are not providing all the services ourselves, but we have deeply integrated partners, like one partner for PPC and translations, for example, which actually do the performance management for our customers. And then after the quote, you will know how much you have to pay for perfect translations, maybe image adjustments, because I know that the pictures or the images you're using at .com are totally different, much more colors, much more banners, and much more whatever. And we like, in Europe, the people like the decent design, for example. So that's what we would help you with. We would tell you how much it would be. We would tell you how much time it would take to do that, and we would tell you how much you have to produce, and everything else is taken care of by us. So that's basically the full service solution.
What about getting inventory across the seas there? Are we in charge of shipping it?
We can do that. So we have like two ways. We take it at place, like XW from your place, for example, or from China, wherever you produce it, and bring it to our pre-FBA warehouse, like 3PL. And from that on, we integrate it into our software, and then we make the shipments from the 3PL to Amazon in an automated way without you having to do anything in this case. So you just tell us, we tell you what to produce and how much to produce, you arrange the production, and then we tell you when we pick it up, and from that on we take over and take care of all this. That I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is
getting better. This is getting better and better.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer, right? Like if you've got a decent size FBA business here in the States and you want to expand to the European marketplaces, I mean, you could do it yourself, but it's a lot of different work to go through. Exactly. You know, getting somebody like you guys to do it automatic, like automate the whole process and just pay, I'm sure, a percentage of whatever that is, but it's going to be worth it, I think, in the long run.
Exactly, and we analyze in advance if it's worth or not. That's the point, and that's why we kind of force our customers. We don't force them, but we strongly recommend to do this and potential analysis, so that you don't ship products to Europe which are not gonna sell. So, yeah. Basically that's it. And one story from the past: if we would freaking know how complicated it will be, because I'm a mechanical engineer, my friend Manuel, he is an finance guy. We did not know at all how complicated it will be. We probably wouldn't ever start it, but it just came in a salami tactics. Oh no, we have to deal with that. Oh my god, we have to deal with that. But yeah, now it's too late.
Are there certain are there certain categories that do really well in the European marketplace, or is it just the generic categories that would do well here in the States too? Are there certain ones that do well?
during Corona, it was the health category. During Corona, it was the sports category.
Sure.
The most searched keyword was pull-up bar when Corona kicked in. So it totally depends. But there are some products which are not selling at all in Europe because they are just not common. I have an example. It's even in between the marketplace in Europe like this. For example, you have for the garage some kind of a puffer where to save the car the car door from getting hidden. Okay, Germans, they love their cars. It's like the second wife, you know. It's running here as crazy. Italians and French people, they don't give a shit about their car, so it's not working at all, you know. So it totally depends on what kind of products, but everything can be analyzed. And I don't think there is one specific category which runs the best here.
That's awesome.
I want to talk about like some success stories that you guys have had with clients. Like, what's something that just kind of blew your mind? You took on a brand and through the roof.
I don't want to say names, but we had one customer. He had a limited in Cyprus or Estonia or somewhere in Europe, but it was super complicated for him to sell because he was a digital nomad, and his account always got blocked, or his login always got blocked. He did not even come to the step to upload the products. Okay, so he came to us and said, "Guys, please go for it. I just cannot do it myself." And he started, and in 2 years he was like by far our biggest customer with $500,000 per month in the Christmas month, and he started basically from scratch. I have to admit that not all of the success was on us, of course, but the agency which we are working with did the second part. But in these days we are not as close together with the agency as we are right now. But basically that's one of our success stories, and he actually is in exit conversations right now and is millionaire in 2 years, and that's pretty cool.
Wow, that's cool.
But to be honest as well, the numbers, we are always looking up to the American guys because it's much easier. Like, your market is just bigger, and the opportunities in general, not only on Amazon, in general, like getting money for your startup, stuff like that, it's always 10x difference from the stingy German investors, which always want to analyze numbers and numbers and numbers, and please show me what you have right now. And an American guy, you just have to tell a story which he can believe in, and then he will throw money like after you that you don't even can pick it up. So that's still different in my opinion.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I think, again, from our perspective, from selling here, it's like we're always looking for more opportunity, more places to sell. And if we're able to if we could improve our sales by 50% or 40% or whatever it is by selling in more marketplaces, it's a no-brainer. And it could be more. I don't even, who knows? It could be, it could double it, triple it. You never know. But the thing that's kept me away from it is the complexity of doing it.
Do you know Yardline? Have you heard about Yardline? They are providing growth capital. It's an American-based company. It's one of the founders of Trasio or whatever, something like that, or one of the C-level guys. He founded this company. So they are providing growth capital to you guys, so to Amazon.com sellers, to restock your products in America. And we had this crazy idea. We were just talking since a couple of months, and we had the crazy idea of because they're only giving you money for restocking your products in USA. Okay, and my idea was in this case, so, sorry for that one, was that they give you money to restock the products in for Amazon.com, and you use your actual profits for the launch in Europe. Did you get it?
Mhm.
So that you even don't need big money in advance to actually go for it. And I think if you go for something like that, it might be very, 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 very interesting. So hit me up if you wanna have more information about
Yeah,
that.
that's an interesting
But we
concept.
never did it. It works because in theory it works, but we never did that one. We just had the idea, and yeah, maybe
It's a very interesting
interesting.
idea. Yeah. I'm all ears for ideas like that.
Because you're American. In Germany, they would always look for the hair. Oh,
Yeah.
where's the problem here? Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, it's probably true, but it's so funny. This is really fascinating. And I know that we'd love to. I mean, you've outlined it really well. We've got a really good concept and idea of what you guys are doing. It is very different than the other services, like I mentioned, that are helping you just open up. To me, this is attractive. I like this idea, this opportunity. It takes a lot of the risk off of me. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I haven't spent all this money opening up accounts and opening up, registering VATs all over the place and whatever else complexity goes into that.
Product compliance.
Yeah, product compliance
is such a big deal here. You forgot some document and then your listing gets blocked, stuff like that, because you just cannot imagine that.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue from our end is like, boy, you don't want to go through all of that and then get something like that. But I mean, just as a way to expand relatively quickly because you're already established. This is very interesting. Well, so people who are listening right now and they're like, okay, this is an interesting concept. I've been looking to go international, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it, but I want to. How do they contact you? And what is that? They contact you and then it just starts a conversation. And how do they do that? How do they start that process?
So there we have a website, which is pretty fancy, I guess, for German design eyes, I would say. It's SPACEGOATS.io. So there you can directly book a meeting, or you can read through all the details, the costs and stuff like that. Or you hit me up directly on LinkedIn, Anton Hermann, or Anton@spacegoats.io via email. Last time I was in some podcast of some younger guys, and I said like, and you can hit me up on Facebook. They were laughing. That's why I'm not promoting this one.
That's funny.
So yeah, I think that SPACEGOATS.io, Anton@SPACEGOATS.io, or hit me up on LinkedIn, Anton Hermann, 1 R 2 N.
Thank you. Well, we'll make sure all those links are in the show notes. That we'll have everything there for people who are interested. I encourage everyone, if you're thinking about this, definitely reach out to Anton. Just get the conversation started. It seems like a really attractive program that you guys are offering for that. So everyone go check them out. And we need to get you back on the podcast down the road. I want to see how things are evolving. And just, I'm sure you're going to have a lot more success stories, but things change every day. Selling, there's all, who would have known that Brexit was going to happen, a year? Who knows all these different things that can happen in these different marketplaces, but we'll have you back on for sure. But everyone in the meantime, go to spacegoats.io and start the conversation. So thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And I'm looking forward to the mails and everything else you're sending over. Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. If you like content like this, make sure you're subscribing to our podcast. You can also see all of our live streams on Solozo's social media channels. So go there, make sure you subscribe to those as well. Turn on notifications so you get notified when we go live with amazing people like Anton and all of the great services that he's offering. Additionally, if you're currently selling on Amazon right now and advertising is taking a lot of your time, or it's a struggle, or you're not sure what strategies to employ with your Amazon advertising, that's where we can help you out at Solozo. So you can book a demo, Solozo.com. You'll talk to either Chris or myself, and we'll show you how Solozo's platform can help automate and optimize your ads worldwide. Every marketplace that Amazon sells in, we are there to help you out. So go to Solozo.com and schedule a demo. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks, Anton, for joining us. We will see